Hi, my name is Matthew St. Pierre, and I recently received my Project Management Professional, my PMP certification, which reflects the 6th edition of the PMBOK, the Project Management Body of Knowledge. So just wanted to reflect a little bit on what I did to obtain the certification and the help that the Project Management Training Institute, PMTI, was in obtaining that certification. So as a professional, you're dedicated to a client or to an internal team. It becomes very hard to dedicate the time to study consistently to really prep for the massive amount of knowledge which is contained within the PMBOK. And PMTI offers both online and in-person boot camps. I personally attended the in-person boot camp, and it was an intensive 4-day workshop. To say that we went from 8 o'clock to 6:37 every night, that was pretty spot on, and we worked hard during that time. And then I went back, and the expectation was you reviewed in your hotel or wherever you were staying to refresh on all the activity that you had learned from that day during the coursework. So I can say nothing but good things about taking a boot camp to prep for the PMP examination. Like I said, there's a lot of material that you need to cover, and it's hard to dedicate that time. PMTI does a really great job of distilling it down to the essential information that is expected from PMI to demonstrate mastery in project management and to obtain a PMP. And some of the material that you provided, PMTI, were just spectacular. Everything was really kind of organized and laid out in a fashion that was really easy to read, make flashcards on. I really appreciated that, particularly for those that do take the boot camp. The blue book, which is kind of the holy grail of the boot camp, and the gray book that was offered are tremendously helpful, and I would highly recommend it for anybody looking to take the exam. Is as you're studying after the boot camp, work really hard during the boot camp, get as much as you can out of it, put in the work, really use that to study, as you're going to prepare for the exam. So PMTI, you guys are phenomenal. You also helped in the application process. It's kind of confusing. It doesn't seem like it. Everything is very clearly laid out on how to actually apply for the exam, essentially to be able to take the test for the certification. And you guys really helped in providing some clarity. You were able to help review the application, which is really helpful because you only get so much to demonstrate the skills and expertise that you've had in project management in past engagements. So onto the test. Test is hard. When I completed the test, I was absolutely drained, there's a lot of stuff in there that the way that PMI asks questions, there's definitely ability to try to trick you, to push you off the mark. You really have to pay attention to the wording, and I think PMTI did a really great job of helping us how to take the exam, how to read the questions, how to pay attention to the details, where to look for keywords, and that's huge. Again, just the little things about how to take the exam, how to kind of keep calm, do your first pass through, your second pass through, are instrumental practices. But one thing too that PMTI really did that helped a lot is they gave you tests, and kudos, because there were got upwards of 800 questions that you're able to play around with to practice your knowledge, and they have knowledge checks where if you get it wrong, here's why you got it wrong. And I personally pretty much did almost every problem I could. PMTI has some great instructional videos too. You can listen to those. I highly recommend taking the boot camp because it really gets you in the mindset. It gets you to detach from the normal day that you have for your work, and kind of focus in on taking the PMP. So I just wanted to share some of my experience, and like I said, highly recommend taking the boot camp with the Project Management Training Institute, because it will significantly improve your confidence to take the test. And you know, it takes a lot of information and boils it down to really what you need to know to be successful. So PMTI, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, your dedication. And then just one more thing, for those of you that take the exam, pass it. PMTI also does help with some, with staying on top of your PDUs, which is something that you really need to stay on top of as soon as you get the exam, because if you don't get the PDUs in that time period, you will lose your certification, and all the hard work that you put in will have to be redone. So they help you. PMTI helps you from start to finish, and I can't appreciate enough how they help me prepare. Under a tight schedule to kind of stay in line with the demands that I have for my project as well as personal life. So thank you, PMTI. I appreciate it. Thank you.